Hello everyone, welcome to your VINYASA practice. This week I will be focusing on the hip joint in terms of the development or the occurrence of sciatica. It's a pretty common thing for those of us who sit often, office workers, desk workers who were sitting at a chair in flexion for most of the day, and oftentimes the muscles around the hips become not only tight, which causes a lot of pain and pulling on the sciatic region, but also weak from underuse and underdeveloped muscles around that area. So it's not only important to think about hip opening, but also in conjunction with the flexibility and mobility that comes from a yoga practice is the strength of the muscle. We really need a nice balance between those two. So this practice will focus on that today. We'll start in a comfortable seated position, and we will use a strap during our practice. So if you don't have a traditional yoga strap at home, no big deal. Just you can grab a towel. You can grab any kind of a belt off of your bathrobe, a leather belt from the closet. If you still have your favorite 80s belt from childhood with rainbows on it, grab that. And just set it off to the side of your mat. As you come to a comfortable seat, allow your sits bones to be supported. I'm sitting on top of a blanket, so I have my blanket folded over a few times to give my sits bones just a little bit of elevation. This allows my shoulders to stack on top of my hips and my spine to feel nice and long. Let your hands rest on your thighs. Settle in here. Notice right to left if it feels relatively even. Make any of those adjustments. We'll just start by a simple awareness of the breath. So as you inhale, begin to bring the air in through the nose. And you take the air in across the rib cage, let the belly really fill up. And as you exhale back out through the nose, feel that reversal of the breath at the back of the throat out through both right and left nostril. So as you inhale, just tuning in to how easy it is to breathe in through both right and left nostril. And the same thing on the exhale, noticing if there's any difference between right and left. Does one side feel more open than the other? And then also here as you breathe in, there's a slight difference in temperature. The inhale breath tends to be a little bit cooler. The exhale breath tends to be a little bit warmer. Really subtle difference in temperature, just a few degrees. Let's take 3 more deep belly breaths. Last 2. Last 1. And from your cross-legged position, just noticing which ankle you have in front, because we'll switch that out after this round. So just letting it be a really loose cross-legged position, as loose as you need to let it be comfortable, as wide as the knees need to be, or as close together as they need to be. And then we'll just take our fingertips forward of the shins. Start to crawl your hands forward any amount. You can draw your chin into your chest. Keep pressing down through the sits bones. And then walk your hands off to the right side. So I'm not mirroring you, and if you're looking at me, I'm probably going to look opposite of you. And that's okay, just paying attention to your body and noticing which direction you're going toward the right side first. Keep relaxing the head. Keep rooting down into the left sit bone.
Don't worry if you're not forward folding all the way. This is not the goal. We're starting to tune into the spine, the hips, and the breath. Take a big breath in, start to walk the hands back through center, and then start to walk the hands off to the left. I'm just noticing the differences between sides. Maybe this side feels more open or less open. Maybe you notice a difference in the degree of sensation or the degree of the stretch. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Walk your hands back through center, big breath in, grow tall. And breath out. Just switch out the crossing of the shins so the opposite shin comes in front. Might feel a little bit awkward. That's okay. Just rearrange your sits bones so again they're rooting down, the spine's growing tall. Deep breath in here, settle. And your breath out, walk the fingertips forward of your shin, root down through your hands. Start to forward fold into this any amount. Try not to force it, just let your body relax, let your forehead relax, let the back of the neck open. And this time we'll walk the hands off to the left first. Rooting down through the right sit bone. I'm switching out the crossing of that shin, just noticing how much this changes the sensation in the body. Walk the hands back through center, and then hands move off to the right side. As the hands press down, root down through that left sit bone. Deep breath in and out. One more breath in here. And your breath out, walk the hands back through center. And let's walk the hands behind the hips. Bring the feet to the mat. Keep your feet wide and just start to sway the knees right to left. Just moving the knees side to side. Keep drawing that awareness to the low back, to the tailbone, to the internal hip, to the external hip. Good. And then we'll come down onto our backs here, keeping the knees bent. You can move whatever you were sitting on off to the side. Come back to that later. Take your strap in hand, and as you lie down on your back, bending the knees, extend the right foot towards the ceiling. Whatever you're using for your strap, you're taking it over the ball mound of the foot. Okay, so pressing the ball mound of the foot into your prop, toes flex towards the face, the heel rises. You start to feel some sensation along the back of the right leg. You can choose to either extend that left leg out long or keep the knee bent. So you might try, if you're not sure which you would prefer to take, you might try to extend the left leg out long and notice what happens in the low back. If it causes the low back to kind of twist and feel lopsided, flex the left foot towards the face, press down through the left heel and the calf. Root that right hip bone into the socket. And relax your elbows, your shoulders, and the back of the head here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And take the strap, both ends of your strap, your prop, into the right hand. Your left arm can come out to the left side to counterbalance as you start to externally rotate the right toes off to the right. So we're not looking for a big, huge opening here. We're just moving the right foot to the right a few inches. Maintaining that grounded left hip, grounded through your left shoulder. Big breath in. Big breath out. Right foot moves back up towards the ceiling. Start to internally rotate those right toes as you pass the strap into the left hand, right elbow out to the side. Actually, let's take the right thumb into the hip crease. So this will allow us to kind of root the hip bone into the socket and also keep that right hip grounded. So again, not looking for huge movement of the right leg, just a little bit of sensation along the outer right leg. So you might feel this along the calf, maybe the IT band, maybe a little bit of the glute. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Right foot moves back up towards the ceiling. Bend that right knee, set your strap down off to the side for a moment. Interlace your fingers around the right shin or behind the right leg. And just find compression. So thighs moving towards the belly and the outer ribs. So it's a little bit of external rotation. You're pulling that right knee wide towards the armpit. And let's take the opposite, just moving that right knee towards the midline of the body. Find this slight internal rotation. Pull the right knee out wide again. And then move that right knee towards the midline. It's not a huge movement. Just feeling that hip bone move around in the socket. Let's re-extend that right leg. Let it relax next to the left leg, two stretched out legs. Unless you have that left foot bent and the foot planted, you can also do the same with the right leg. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's start off with two bent knees, feet planted to loop up the ball mound of the left foot. So be sure you're getting the ball mound of the foot, not the arch of the foot. This gives us a little bit more leverage to open up the back of the leg. So those toes are moving towards the face and the heel is moving towards the ceiling. And then you can choose again here, maybe you're extending the right leg out long. But can you find that sense of rootedness through both right and left side? So maybe you're flexing the right toes as well. You're pressing down through the right calf. That whole right leg is grounded. If that doesn't feel possible, just bend the knee and plant the foot. Deep breath in here. Deep breath out. First, we'll find the external rotation of the left leg. Toes turn out to the left side. Both ends of the strap into the left hand as the right arm moves off to the right side to counterbalance. Just a little bit of movement here. It doesn't need to be a big opening. Again, just kind of checking out that left hip. Maybe the elbow rest. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Left foot moves back up towards the ceiling. Take the strap into the right hand, left thumb into the hip socket, press down. Stay grounded through your left hip. Start to turn those toes towards your right shoulder. Just a little bit of movement here really doesn't take much for most of us. I can feel this already, and I've just got a few inches of movement. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Moving the left foot back up towards the ceiling, release the strap, step that off to the side. We'll come back to it later. Bend the left knee, hug it into the chest. And first just pull that left knee wide. Feel the thigh pressing into the outer ribs, the outer belly. And then start to pull the left knee towards the midline of the body. You're finding that internal rotation. Do that a few times, external rotation. So this range of motion here is just a few inches either direction. A couple more times on your own. Then extend the left leg long to meet the right, or bend the knee and plant the foot. Whatever it is the right leg is doing, mirror that with your left. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Start to hug your knees into your chest. Rock a little side to side. Notice how the tissue at the low back feels. Does it feel tender? Does it feel like nothing? Does it feel good? How does it feel? We're going to begin to make a transition into our downward facing dog. So I want you to think about how you want to get there. You can roll off to a side, find fetal position, make your way to tabletop first, or you can start to rock the length of your mat back to front, massaging the spine. That doesn't feel good for all of us, so feel free to take it easy on your spine if you prefer. You're rocking and rolling the length of your mat. You can cross those ankles and come over through tabletop. Set up the foundation of the hands first for weight bearing. So thinking about spreading the fingers nice and wide. I like a slight external rotation to my hands. And then imagine like your hands are little eagle talons. You're clawing the mat actively with your hands. But you're pressing down through all of your knuckle mounds. Curling the toes under, lifting the hips. Come into your first downward facing dog and let it be fluid and just move a little bit with this. So you can bend those knees right and left. You can move through the shoulders. You kind of see if you can mobilize the shoulders on the back. Relax the head. You might sway the head side to side. Find that deep breath in, deep breath out. Let's take about 3 more deep breaths here. All right, so in your downward facing dog, pressing through the ball mounds of the feet, lift the heels, bend your knees, take your gaze forward, and then just step your way up to the top of your mat. Come into Uttanasana, your first forward fold. Feet are stacked underneath the hips. Be generous with your knees. Feel free to keep them bent. Relax your head. Continue, if you want, some movement, bending the knees side to side. And if the hands don't naturally touch the floor, that's totally fine. You can grab your opposite elbows. If you have blocks at home, you can use blocks underneath your fingertips. If you don't have blocks, you can use hardback books. Just kind of get creative with what props you have. So we'll add on bit by bit to a vinyasa flow. We'll start off slowly. Just taking an inhale, fingertips to the shins, lengthen the heart forward, find your halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Squeeze your shoulders together on your back, press down through your feet, hug your navel up into your spine. Exhale, refold, bend the knees, relax your head. Root down through your feet, this time uncurl the spine so the head comes up last. Keep breathing in, stretch the arms towards the ceiling. And then exhale your hands at your heart. And settle here for 1 full breath. Relax your shoulders, tailbone scoops down and under, front hip points lift up. Adding on to our half sun salutation, arms reach up. Exhale, arms wide, fold, hinging from the hips and bending the knees. Inhale, fingertips to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, folding again, plant the palms, right foot steps back. We're coming into a low lunge. So in this particular low lunge, I want you to pay attention to the legs. Your right leg is as if it were in high plank. So you're pressing vigorously into the ball mound of the foot. The right quadricep is engaged. You're pressing vigorously into the left foot, knee stacked right on top of the ankle. And see if you can move some weight out of the hands. So take these hands and make them like little karate chop hands. And just lightly press the fingertips down into the mat, framing that left foot out. Reach the crown of the head long, nice smooth breath in.
Breath out. Let's see if we can step our right foot forward and come right up into Ardha Uttanasana from here. Fingertips to shins, breathing in, lengthen out through the heart. Exhale, fold. Root down through the feet, uncurl the spine, head comes up last. Reach long through the arms. Exhale your hands to your heart. Big breath in. Big breath out. Second side, arms reach out and up. Exhale, arms wide as you fold. Bend your knees. Plant your palms. Left foot steps back. Same thing here. So really strong through your left leg, pressing into the ball end of the foot. Quadricep is engaged on your left thigh. Right foot actively pressing down. Right quadricep actively engaged. Karate chop hands, frame out your right foot, really light on those fingertips. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. On your next inhale, can you step right up into Ardha Uttanasana, pressing off of the ball mound of the left foot. Fingertips come to the shins as you lengthen out through the heart. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Root down to rise all the way up to standing. Exhale your hands to your heart. Adding on to our vinyasa flow, step by step. Arms reach out and up. Exhale, arms wide, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, right foot moves back. Same thing you've done before. Activate the legs, the feet. Get light on your fingertips, karate chop with your hands, framing your left foot out. Now add a little bit more weight into the hands so you can press down through your fingertips or root your palms. We're going to lower that right knee down to the mat, uncurl the right toes so you're pressing into the top of the right foot. Keep a little bit more weight into the hands here. See if you can lift and hover that right knee with the top of the right foot pressing down. Lengthening out the top of that ankle. Deep breath in. Breath out. Set that right knee back down. Root your right palm underneath the right shoulder as you extend your left arm towards the ceiling. If you like a little bit more, curl those right toes under. Lift the right knee. Deep breath in. Breath out, left hand comes down, squaring the hips, lifting the heart, activate those legs. If that right knee is still down on the ground, lift it up, press through the ball end of the right foot to step forward right up into your halfway lift. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Root through the feet, rise up to stand. Exhale your hands to your heart. Second side, arms reach up. Exhaling, arms wide. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, left foot steps back. Go through your step-by-step approach, find that really strong low lunge. Left leg is in high plank, right foot is in that low lunge. Karate chop your fingers. Get light on the fingertips as they frame out that right foot. Now add a little bit more weight into the hands as you slowly lower that left knee to the mat. Uncurl the toes, pressing into the top of the left foot. Lift and hover the left knee here. Doesn't matter how high that knee comes off of the ground. Slowly set your left knee back down, root your left palm, extend your right arm towards the ceiling. Simple twist here. Deep breath in. Breath out. If you want more, curl the left toes under, lift the left knee. Bring that right hand down, framing out your left foot. We're stepping up into our halfway lift. Left foot moves forward to meet the right, fingertips to shins. Inhale your way to a straight spine. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet, come all the way up to standing, reach long through the arms. Exhale your hands to your heart. Adding on again. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, arms wide. Right foot moves back. Low lunge with strength through the legs. Light on those fingertips. All 10 fingers or all 5 fingers are together like you have a little mitten on your hand. Now a little bit more weight into the fingertips. Set your right knee down. Top of the right foot pressing into the mat. As you inhale, lift that right knee up away from the mat. Set it back down. Root your right palm. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. That simple twist. Maybe you add on lifting the right knee. Okay, so we're going to step into Vashisthasana side plank from here. So you do need to lift your right knee if you had it down. And you can either leave that left arm up towards the ceiling or you can bring it down to the mat to help that transition. Left foot moves back. You can stagger your feet. Your right hand is still your base. The outer edge of the right foot still your base. And maybe the left foot stacks on top or presses down the bottom of the mat in front of your right foot. Lift up and out of the shoulder, out of the waist. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. We're coming back into that low lunge. Left foot's going to move forward to the top of the mat. See if you can make your way there without the use of the left hand. Left foot moves forward. Rotate the hips down. Find that low lunge with the strength through the legs. Same way you started. Pressing the right foot forward. You're coming up into your halfway lift. Fingertips to shins. Lengthen out through the heart. Exhale, fold. Root down, rising up. Exhaling your hands to your heart. Second side, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, arms wide. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Left foot moves back. Find that really strong low lunge. Karate chop your hands. Press into the ball mound of your left foot. Bring your fingertips down. Lower your left knee to the mat. Uncurl the toes. Lift and hover your left knee, pressing into the top of the left foot and the sole of the right foot. Release that left knee back to the mat. Plant your left palm. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Let's add on curling left toes under, lifting the left knee. We're going to start to think about how you want to make that transition to Vashisthasana. Left palm is the base here. You can bring that right hand down to stabilize or leave it lifted if you want a little bit more challenge for the balance. You're rolling to the outer edge of the left foot, either stacking the right foot on top or staggering the feet as the right arm reaches high. See if we can make that transition back to our low lunge with the right foot coming forward. Take your time. The right foot starts to move forward. Find that really strong low lunge, same way you started. Fingertips lightly resting on the mat. Press into the ball mound of the left foot to step forward into Ardha Uttanasana. Halfway lift, fingertips to shins. Exhale, fold. Root down, rise up. Exhale your hands to your heart. One last time through this vinyasa flow. A few more additional options. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Right foot steps back. Strong low lunge. Get light on your fingertips. Karate chop your hands. Add a little bit of weight into the fingertips. Set your right knee down. Press down into the top of the right foot as you lift and hover that right knee. And relax the right knee back down. Right palm roots. Left arm extends towards the ceiling. Let's curl the right toes under, lift that right knee. Making that transition back to Vashisthasana. You can use the left hand to stabilize here as you roll to the outer edge of the right foot, either stacking or staggering the feet. Left arm re-extends. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And we'll come into high plank from here. Root through your palms. Press into the ball mounds of the feet. Shift forward onto the tippy toes. Your choice. You can leave the knees up or down. I'm going to take my knees down today. Lowering all the way onto the belly. Elbows stay close. Wrists walk back underneath the elbows. Imagine as if you could squeeze the triceps together on your back. Keep the neck long as you press down through the hands, the feet, and the pelvis, lifting up through the heart. Slowly lower back down. Pressing into hands and knees. Curling the toes under. Downward facing dog. And take a few moments here to arrive into down dog. And if you need to replace down dog with tabletop or child's pose, please feel free to do that. Let's inhale, extend the right leg up and back. Start to bend the right knee so the knee is pointing towards the ceiling. Press down through both of your palms. Can you rotate the shoulders so they're squaring towards the mat? Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Right foot re-extends. Pull the right knee into the chest. Step the right foot up between the hands. You're coming back to that really strong low lunge. Pressing to the ball mound of the left foot. Coming forward into Ardha Uttanasana. Fingertips to the shins. Lengthen the heart out. Exhale, fold. Root down to rise all the way up. Reach up. Exhaling your hands to your heart. Now locate your strap. Pull it taut between your hands. And we're going to think about having it shoulder height here. We're going to move through a few series of squat option to move all the way down into Malasana squat where the hips go towards the backs of the heels. You can also keep it looser and higher. Just depends on your knee joint and your ankle joint. Either way, turn your toes out. Take a peek at your heels. They're slightly turned in. It's kind of like you have a really wide ballerina stance. Take the strap forward. Pull it taut between your hands so you can feel the shoulder blades active on your back. Press down into your feet. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, start to bend the knees, sink the hips any amount. Stop anywhere along the way. The idea for the strap is to counterbalance the weight. So if you're starting to feel like you're going to fall backwards, you're reaching the fists forward, and you're also thinking about a nice long neck and spine. Deep breath in. And you press into all 4 points of your feet. Stand all the way back up. Reach the strap overhead. Exhale, bend the elbows. Strap hovers behind the head. A few more times like that. Inhale, reach the strap up. Strap comes forward. Shoulder height. Keep it there. Pull that strap nice and taut. Start to bend the knees, sink the hips. Think about a long neck and a tall spine rooting through all 4 points of your feet. Press down into your feet to stand all the way back up. Reach up with the strap. Bend the elbows. Strap hovers just behind the head. One more time through. Reach that strap up. Strap moves forward of the chest. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Any amount. Find your place where you can hold still for 1, for 2. Pressing into your feet, stand all the way up on 3. Bend the elbows, strap behind the head. Good. Let's set that strap again off to the side. Back to the top of our mat. Feet underneath the hips, toes pointing straight forward. Inhale, reach up through the arms. Exhale, arms wide as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bending the knees. Plant the palms. Left foot steps back. Find your strong low lunge, karate chop hands, lightly pressing the fingertips into the top of the mat as you root through the ball mound of the left foot. Strong left leg. Deep breath in. And breath out. Lower the left knee down. Press down into the top of the left foot. Little weight bearing in the hands to lift and hover the left knee. Slowly set the left knee back down. Root your left palm underneath the shoulder as you reach the right arm high. Setting up for Vashisthasana on the left side. Lift the left knee up. Make this transition. Maybe you use the help of that right hand to stabilize as you move the right foot back, either staggering or stacking the feet as the right arm re-extends. Deep breath in. And breath out, high plank. Take a moment here, pause, breathe. Shift forward onto the toes. You can choose chaturanga if it's in your practice. You can also set the knees down. Move through another round of low cobra with me. You can also move through upward facing dog if the back's feeling nice and ready. I'm going to walk us through low cobra, pressing down through the tops of the feet, wrist underneath the elbows. Inhale, pull the heart forward, the crown of the head forward. Keep squeezing the elbows close into the side body. Exhale, relax the forehead down, release the chest. Press into your hands and knees. Curl the toes. Downward facing dog. Remember your down dog's interchangeable with tabletop, knees down, or child's pose. 2 more deep breaths here. Inhale, extend your left leg up and back. Bend your left knee, point that left knee towards the ceiling. Although the hips are rotating and stacking, shoulders are trying to square towards the mat. Inhale, re-extend your left leg. On your exhale, pull that left knee into the chest, plant the foot between the hands. Get light on your fingertips. Press into the ball mound of your right foot. Activate your right thigh. Deep breath in, step forward right up into Ardha Uttanasana. Fingertips to shins. Exhale, fold. Root down, rise up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Good. One last little bit here. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, arms wide as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And this time, as you exhale, bending the knees, planting the palms. If you have a really strong practice, you can jump, hop, or float back into high plank. You could also just simply step your way back into high plank. Optional vinyasa flow here. Also option to just simply rest the knees, move into child's pose. So taking what you need, what's appropriate for your energy level today. From wherever you are, we'll meet in a downward facing dog shape. Re-extending the right leg
And once more, bend the right knee, point the knee up towards the ceiling. Feel that right hip stack on top of the left. Feel that left heel become heavy. As you inhale, re-extend the right leg. Start to pull the right knee towards the right wrist. You set the outer edge of the right leg down onto the mat, rolling onto your right hip, bend your left knee. So the inner edge of the left leg is relaxing towards the mat, outer edge of the right leg is relaxing towards the mat. So first we'll set up a modified half pigeon here. I want you to pay particular attention to the alignment of the right leg. Ankle is flexed, toes move towards that right knee. Ankle is right in line with that right knee joint. And then take a peek at your hip. Hip joint's in line with the knee. You're making a 90-degree angle. Keep that shape throughout the entire pigeon, regardless of what happens. Okay, so I recommend starting off with the left knee bent like this, so you have these stag legs. And then you can start to bring the fingertips forward of the right shin. You can stay up here like this. This might be plenty of sensation. This might be your shape today. If you feel like you have a little bit more room to give, you can start to bring forearms, elbows down. More room still, maybe you rest your forehead on the backs of the hands. And just pay attention now to where you're feeling the sensation. So the great thing about this shape is we're moving the stretch out of weight bearing in the knee joint in this style of pigeon and more into the belly of the muscle. Now if you're really flexy and you want to send that left leg straight back into a more traditional half pigeon, you can start to wiggle those left toes back, turning the left knee down, left hip moving underneath the body. You're not moving anything in that right leg. It's staying exactly as it is. Let's take 3 deep, slow belly breaths here. From your half pigeon shape, start to press into your hands, lift up. Make your way back to downward facing dog any way you like. Protect your knees. Take it slow. Take it easy. Once you're in downward facing dog, anything you like. If you want to, you could sweep that right leg up and circle out the leg or bend the knee or even just give your right leg a shake. Just kind of explore that hip, the knee, the ankle. And then set the right foot back down. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg extends up and back. First start by simply bending the knee, pointing that left knee towards the ceiling. Rotating shoulders to square towards the mat. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, re-extend the left leg. Start to pull that left knee towards the left wrist. Set the outer edge of the left leg down. Roll into that hip. Bend your right knee a lot. And then take the shin so that it's parallel with the top edge of your mat. Your ankle is in line with your knee. Check out your hip in line with your knee as well. The setup of this shape is really important in terms of this left leg right now. Right knee, just don't worry about it. Just roll on the weight onto the left hip. And if you want to extend the right leg back, I'll give you that option. Just check this out first. Even if you know you can extend that right leg back, try something new. Walking your fingertips forward of your left shin. Pause here, breathe. Maybe you stay right here. Maybe you walk your way down onto elbows and forearms. Maybe you make a little pillow for your forehead with the backs of the hands. Maybe you want to explore wiggling that right foot back and extending it long. And if you're doing so, you're not compromising the position that you've already put your left leg in. It stays exactly as it is. So if you can roll that right knee down towards the mat, right hip down towards the mat. 3 deep, deep belly breaths. Long and slow. When you're ready to release, walk your palms back underneath your shoulders. We're making our way back into downward facing dog. Take your time getting there. One last peek at downward facing dog. Maybe you take a few moments to reflect on how this shape feels now versus how it felt the first time you took it today, the beginning of class. Let's shift forward into high plank. Set your knees down. Cross your ankles. Move your hips back over your feet. Bring your feet forward. So we'll take a look at a shape that we took at the beginning of class, and we'll just kind of check out how it feels now. Feet are wide. Hands are behind the hips. You sway your knees side to side. A few times, right and left. And then bring your feet back to the mat, knees point up towards the ceiling, flexing your right ankle, place it on top of that left thigh. So figure 4 seated. And then maybe you come up onto the fingertips and you forward fold into this a little bit, just kind of tucking the chin into the chest. Moving the forehead towards that right shin. Okay, so you can stay here with this shape, or we can collapse it a little bit, stacking the right leg on top of the left leg. So we started out seated with our legs crossed. I'm giving you the option to take it one step further by taking this right leg, right ankle on top of left knee, right knee on top of left ankle. So at home, you have your left leg on bottom and your right leg on top. And if this right knee is starting to relax towards that left ankle, you can leave your legs stacked like this. But if there's a lot of space in between the knee and the ankle, then you come back to that starting shape and you let it be relaxed, more like you're sitting crisscross applesauce. So find your own way that's going to work for you. And we'll come into another forward fold. Fingertips walk forward of the shins. You can walk your hands forward any amount here. If you want to make a little bit of a rest for your chin, you could take your elbows down, interlace your hands, rest your chin on your knuckle. You could also rest your forehead on your knuckles. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Last 2 breaths. Okay, so palms root down to rise up to seated position. Uncrossing the legs, root down through your feet. Take your feet wide once more, just sway your knees side to side. Just release out of that side. And then we'll come back to feet planted, knees up towards the ceiling, picking up that left ankle across and on top of that right thigh close to the knee joint. Keep the left ankle flexed. You can press down into your hands. You can start to move the forehead towards the shin. And this doesn't mean that you need the forehead to come into contact or even close. You're just allowing your chin to rest. Breathe into the back body. Noticing any difference in sensation on this side. Now, offer you the option of taking it one step further, collapsing the outer edge of the right leg on the bottom. Left leg's going to stack on top this time. So again, the ankle is right on top of that right knee. The left knee is right on top of the right ankle. Maybe this works for you, but if there's a whole lot of space here in between the knee joint and the ankle joint, just set that left foot in front and let it be really loose as you need to make it. Maybe you stay upright seated, just rooting through your fingertips and curling your chin into your chest, and that's plenty. Or maybe you start to walk the hands forward and you fold a little bit more. Again, feel free to rest your forehead or your chin on your hands if that is accessible. Couple more breaths here. Walking up into the hands if you had your elbows down, lifting up and out of the waist. Grow tall in your seat. Let's uncross the ankles. We'll start to make our way onto our back. And as we come onto our back, relax the shoulders, the back of the head, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, and again, roll side to side. I'll offer you the option of choosing your last shape. Whatever you feel like is needed here, maybe that's halasana plow pose or a twist. You can come along with me, taking happy baby, reaching up for the outer or inner edges of the feet. You can also reach for the back of the legs anywhere, like maybe the back of the calves or the backs of the knees. Anywhere that allows the neck, the shoulders to relax, to be heavy, to be in contact with the mat. In your happy baby, if that's where you are, you think about pressing down through the tailbone. Elongate the tailbone, press that into the mat. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And if you're doing something that requires a second side, like a twist, be sure you even out. And take the next 30 seconds or so to think about heading into your Shavasana. So letting your Shavasana be whatever it needs to be today. That might mean that you take a seated meditation instead of lying on your back. That might mean you add a lot of extra props. If the low back is tender, take something underneath the backs of the knees like a pillow or a rolled blanket. If you think you're going to get chilly, feel free to cover up with an extra blanket. We'll have a 3-minute Shavasana today. If you're in a seated upright position, let your shoulders relax, the spine grow tall. And wherever you are, let the eyes close if possible. Everyone together, take a deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Whatever is in contact with the floor, let it be heavy. Let a sensation of support rise up to meet you. So there's a sensation of the earth below you, the sky above you, and the air against your skin. Nothing left to do. Allow yourself to be. Just be. Completely relax. Relax your back teeth. Let your tongue widen at the base of your mouth. Relax your jaw and all the muscles of the face. If you have more time to spare, please feel free to stay as long as you like. We're ready to move on with your day. Start to reawaken the body, moving the fingertips and toes, head side to side. Your next inhalation, sweep the arms up and overhead. Point the toes away from the face. Breathe into the length of the body. Breathing out, bend your knees, roll off to a side. And find fetal position for a full breath cycle. And press your way up to a seat. Maybe the eyes are still closed here if possible. Bring your hands together at your heart. Begin to rub the palms right and left. Just feel the sensation of skin against skin. Notice the temperature. Notice how it feels. As your hands rub together right and left, building a little bit of heat, move the hands a little bit quicker. And then as the hands begin to feel quite warm, take the palms, cup them over the eyes. Feel the energy and the heat move into the midbrain, down the spine, re-energizing the body, the spirit, the soul. Blink the eyes open twice here with the hands cupped over the eyes. Let the eyes close back down, hands to the heart, bow the chin to the chest. Take a moment to honor your effort and your practice. To all our teachers, past, present, future, and to the teacher within your own heart. Namaste.